bleak Friday because it's still a very, very shrouded and cloudy situation, so to say, especially on common Nigerians, or what we call ordinary Nigerians. You don't know who to believe anymore. You don't know who is in charge of what and what to also believe. Some time ago, there was a report that despite the removal of subsidy is coming in somewhere. NNPCL came to say no, subsidy is gone for good. What is only happening is that the fuel that is coming in is sold lesser than the landing costs. Where do you put that? There was even a report later again that NNPCL is broke and owing. NNPCL came up with a kind of turnover and of course profit that they made only for few months later to come and tell Nigerians that they're having problem with the importation of fuel because they are owing about $6 billion US, so to say. I don't know. It's becoming worrisome. And again, we had that a report that very, very soon there are plans to increase the pump price of fuel. And NPCL say, no, this is a rumor. There's nothing like that. But just FIAM recently, you know what is happening. I bought at 990 Naira yesterday, and I know I'm still very lucky because some people are buying for over 1,000 Naira. And of course, when we are happy that the Dangote refinery is on board, we were shocked again to hear that NNPCL will be the sole buyer of fuel from Dangote refinery. Whatever that means or that might implies, one does not know for now. Yesterday, the vice president actually summoned the chairman of NNPCL and the Minister of State for Petroleum, and again, we have been assured that it is the major market forces that determines the price of fuel. But nevertheless, we have no cause to worry, and there is no cause for panic buying. I don't know who has the money to panic buy now anyway, that fuel will be in abundance. But as we speak, you know that even major marketers, where you could get a kind of succor, don't have these products. But independent marketers who are ready to buy under any system, under any corruption, with any price, because whatever they buy, they will actually sell to you and I, and we don't have any price, any option than to buy. All this is summarized by the assertion of the YCL yesterday that says, as far as Nigeria is concerned now, there's no fuel, there's no food, and there's no electricity. Good morning. If there's any reason to say good morning to you, my name is Akim Akitunde, and this is the Friday edition of New Dawn, spearheaded as usual by Morning Flakes. I don't want to smile, but because it's a television program, and I have to encourage you that we should continue to be a kind of optimist, an optimist that should be just be optimistic, and an unrepentant optimist, so to say. And so I will smile and say welcome to the show. Delectable, yes, Lara Emmanuel, despite the petroleum issue, is also here with me. And of course, she also must smile, even though I know what she feels.
Yeah, you're very lucky. You bought at 990?
Yeah.
Yes. People in Lagos buy for as much as 1,500 Naira. Here in Abeokuta, Enable bought at 1,200 Naira yesterday. So I think you're quite lucky. You know you are. But it's saddening. That should not be the situation of this country. We are still struggling to meet up with 580 per litre. Now that it is almost 1,000 Naira per litre, I do not want to do the math, because it's going to set a ripple effect on every other product, especially food items.
Food.
And we're still complaining about the prices, the cost. of food items. We're still complaining about that.
Even the minimum wage that is yet to be paid is immaterial.
And remember, yes, remember that the minimum wage was calculated as regards 580 per liter.
I agree with you.
So, and then we've just been hearing about it.
I agree with you.
So now that it is almost 1,000 naira per liter, how do we survive? How do we cope?
Now, all these are almost over, and you should be assured, you could be sure that most private schools are going to increase.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Even though those ones only increase school fees, you don't feel it. Even their staffers don't feel it, but they don't have option. Some private schools have increased school fees like 2-3 times.
But if you're close
have
to
the salary of their staffers increased?
But if you're close to some of the owners, when they do the breakdown for you, you would understand why the increment does not necessarily get to the staff.
But it has to.
It has to, yes.
No matter
how little, yes, it has to. Yes, I support that too.
It's unfair.
I support that too.
Do you know that some private schools don't pay salaries during holidays?
No, they don't. And the salaries they get even during school
and some
sections,
pay whenever they want.
Yes, they pay whenever they want, and they work
and they end
so
up
hard.
not paying at all at the same time.
Exactly. They work so hard, longer hours. They are in school teaching these kids after school. They have to make sure to.
So the bottom line is that it doesn't matter what you complain about. It doesn't matter how you feel. For the mere fact that you are even a government worker, you are still lucky, because it doesn't matter the situation. Yes, there could be transportation issue, there could be money issue. You are still getting. I mean, you get paid
at the end of the month.
Say. Ask those who work in private places. Ask those who work in private schools. Ask those who own their own private businesses. And this thing is not as if people are wicked.
You see, when it comes to
it's
private,
just the indices.
Private businesses, that's a different ball game entirely, because it is extremely inconvenient. It is hard. It is difficult to run a business with this economy. It is very difficult. That is why I do not necessarily blame the producers or manufacturers that are closing down. You will not believe that I made a call to one of the pure water companies that supplied. I buy from them, directly from them. I called them, and the man told me that they are closed for business, that they are no longer operating. You know, I went ahead to ask him why. He said, "Auntie, do you have to ask me why?"
For another important time, people are waiting for President Bola Tinubu to arrive from China and probably say something. There has been no word from the presidency. There have been the federal government is saying we did not ask NNPCL to increase fuel. And of course, NNPCL is an agency under federal government. How do you put all this?
We're trying to encourage ourselves and tell ourselves that, okay, you can just make do with the necessary things, with the important things, and leave frivolities aside. You know, just make sure you are well fed, you are well taken care of, your health is on point, shelter, transportation. When it comes to clothing or excessiveness or partying and all that, just let that be for now. But the question now is, can we even provide for those necessities? Can we afford those necessities?
The bottom line is that government will have to take out of the box and provide immediate succor that will ameliorate the kind of sufferings Nigerians are going through now, before thinking of long-term policy that will take us out of the hoods. That's the way it should be for now, and that's what majority of Nigerians are asking for. We take this break, Lara.
Yes, please.
And of course, let's get to see what the weather forecast is likely to be like, so to say, today and in Nigeria and every part of the world. We'll be back. Yeah, we'll take you through what you're supposed to know now, bits and pieces here and there that we call in the news. Let's start with this one. The Minister of Power, Adeokuta, has announced that Nigeria is committed to achieving universal energy access by 2060 with a short-time target of attaining 30 GW of grid energy supply by 2030. All right, Adeokuta emphasized that these targets present an opportunity for further partnership between the Chinese investment community and the Federal Republic of Nigeria to increase the penetration of cleaner and more sustainable energy solutions. Well, the federal government targets 30 GW grid energy supply by 2030. That's not too far.
I am sitting this one out, Akim.
It's too far. It's not too far.
I am
At least
sitting
it's
it out
increasing.
Whatever I say, you would attack me.
Why? I won't.
Oh, great. You forgot it.
Which one?
Oh, that's good news then. Yes, I have something to say now since you've forgotten about, about the attack. Yes, it's good news. What you just read is good news.
Okay.
I am not going to remind you about Band A stuff.
No, we won't. I'm also on Band A now.
Oh, great. No wonder. So what does it feel like? So what does it feel like, really?
Constant electricity. And of course, you mind how you use your electricity, because the more you enjoy the electricity, the more you pay.
Yeah, great.
But we don't mind.
I'm glad you're on board. The more, the merrier. Okay, imagine the payment to compare it with full price.
Let's go on.
Okay. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has reportedly suspended the sale of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, to independent marketers after it hacked the product's price on Tuesday. This is even as 3 vessels at the Papa Lagos jetty on Wednesday to discharge imported petrol. The National Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ahmed Fashola, said the NNPC stopped selling fuel to independent marketers on Tuesday when it raised the price of a litre of PMS to 855 naira and above across its retail outlets nationwide. Independent marketers sold the products for as much as 1,200 naira and 1,300 naira per litre in some states, following the upward review of prices by the NNPC. I'm surprised. What were they expecting, really? When NNPC's official rate was 580 naira, we would buy for as much as 900 naira.
I don't know, but
So,
my worry here is that even if you stop selling to independent marketers, you now get to the street, you still found that this product is not at the major marketer sites or fuel stations, but still at the petrol stations of independent marketers selling at cutthroat price. How do you explain that? You can only explain that by one adage: the more you look, the less you see. That is the situation we are having now. Let's continue, Lara.
Wow.
The federal government has approved a 50% increase in the feeding allowance of inmates in Nigeria, effective from August 2024. This measure aims to address rising food costs and improve inmate welfare. He described it as the first phase of a broader review intended to enhance living conditions of inmates. According to the latest figures from the NCOS, Nigeria currently has 84,575 inmates. For the 2024 budget year, the NCOS has been allocated over 24.4 billion naira for catering materials for foodstuffs. Well, this is a news that should make one happy about the condition of the inmates. But who supervises? Some people are happy now because they know what this means. it means more money in their pocket.
In their pocket.
I don't think to a considerable state, the feeding arrangements of the inmates will improve. I don't think so.
So you're saying that this increment will not get to the inmates?
They know we are saying the truth. It only gets to some private pockets. Some contractors will collect monies, settle those who are supposed to settle. You have a chance of visiting one of the correctional centers one of these days after this announcement, and you'll be appalled by what these inmates still take, despite the 50% increment that has been announced now. No cherry news for me, and those who are in charge know that where the cherry news is going is that particular place. But we move.
Okay, by now let's move on to the TUC. The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has said the recent premium motor spirits petrol pump price increase will cause social unrest in Nigeria. This was as TUC kicked against the increase in the pump price of petroleum, warning that it would worsen poverty among workers. Reacting to the increase, TUC asked Nigerian government to immediately rescind these decisions, promote policies that will strengthen the naira, and take decisive steps to elevate the suffering of Nigerians. It argued that the sudden hike, implemented without consultation with critical stakeholders, represented a blatant disregard for the welfare of the Nigerian people, particularly the working class, who will bear the brunt of such decisions.
Of course, quickly, that's why Lagos State government have said that their workers will work from home for 2 days. Yes, out of the 5 days of the week, you just come to work for 3 days. Even if it's happened,
imagine that 2 days older, as they work from home for 2 days and then go to work 3 days, and they're already being paid the 70,000 naira.
Since, as far as the workplace is concerned,
how else would you rather treat your workers? So,
I think those from level 15 or 14 to 17 will work from home for just 1 day or so.
Okay.
It's understandable.
That sounds really nice, you know.
But it doesn't really matter. For example, there are some particular jobs. It doesn't really matter. Maybe something must have to be done. Like our job.
Okay.
You can't work from home.
No, not necessarily.
You can't work.
I can't do it done from home.
You can't work from home.
You can't be here because of the
Lagos State workers who are workers of say Lagos State Television will still have to come to work every day.
No, hold on, Akim. You can be here and you'll be like, okay, and the delectable Lara Emmanuel will be joining us via Zoom. And I'll be at home. And I'll be joining. We'll have the program.
Everybody is saying that they should revert to the old price. Even at the old price, we were struggling. Yes,
we were.
Everybody is talking, but let's see what the reaction will be from the stakeholders and those who are really in charge.
Okay.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced that it has supplied 30 million barrels of crude oil to the Dangote oil refinery, with plans to provide an additional 17 million barrels soon. The Executive Vice President of NNPCL Downstream, Adedapo Shegun, disclosed this on Thursday. According to Shegun, the company will supply 6.3 million barrels in September and another 11.3 million barrels in October. He added that this is part of the federal government's decision to sell crude oil to local refineries. Oh, I don't know which local refineries we have again, because this I hope it's not an audio sale, so to say. But yes, Dangote refinery is up and running, and we know they are working. They will be chunking out petroleum products soon. We just so proud because I saw refineries, and for almost 6 times, Port Harcourt refineries have shifted their production. Warri refinery, we've been told will start production soon. How soon, we don't know.
And then
Kaduna refinery don't even go there at all. We don't know what is happening.
Controversy surrounding the refinery too.
The irony of all these refineries that are not producing fuel or that are not refining anything is that all the years they have not been refining, there are staffers there, there are workers there, and they collect salary. And they collect salary that are accruable to the downstream sector. You know what that means? Yes. The salary they collect in NNPCs is different from the salary I collect.
True.
The salary they collect in Port Harcourt refinery that have been stagnant for so many, many years by those who only do, those who, staffers who don't even go to work, but there's nothing to go to work and do and still collect salary is 10 times better than my own salary. If you're on the same level with me.
10 times and not even more. Okay, now let's move on to this particular story about President Bola Tinubu on Thursday in Beijing, China, emphasized the importance of global collaboration in achieving shared progress and prosperity. The advice came just as Chinese President Xi Jinping pledged $50 billion for development in Africa, including military aids to the continent. The Chinese leader also pledged another $280 million in aid to African countries while proposing partnership actions to jointly advance modernization in Africa. While speaking at the opening ceremony of the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, President Tinubu highlighted the success of China-Africa partnership as the model for sustainable development and shared prosperity.
Yeah, China's economic policy is worth copying.
It is.
It's what they're working towards, and I know that is a kind of
profitable. One minute they were like Nigeria. I mean, they were worse than the economy was worse than that of Nigeria. And then in 10 years, they are what they are now. They
have the turnaround.
Turned around.
And I know
completely.
that it's a good visit for the president. And I know that one of those things that we will discuss, even though not publicly, will be the issue of the seized Nigerian property, especially plane, by a Chinese company, where Ogun State becomes a recurring decimal when you discuss an issue like that. And I know that's going to be one of the issues the president must have discussed with the Chinese authority. Good one. But I just hope that if we take their economic ways of, improving economically, can we also use their ways of dealing with corruption in China? Can we? Are we able?
If we want to.
We hope so.
If we really want to.
Can we?
If we really want to, we can.
All right. All right. That's how it's going to be, talking about bits and pieces here and there that we call in the news. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take you through some interesting headlines from the newspapers that are available for review. But it's time for Pep Talk, and we're joining Dr. Emmanuel Abayomi on what is your purpose. That's the topic for the Pep Talk today. What is your purpose? For us, you know what our purpose is. Once you see Lara and I seated here, you don't have to ask what's our purpose again. Our purpose is to take you through all that we should take you through as far as morning Flakes segment of New Dawn is concerned, Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday. As for you watching us, what is your purpose? We'll be back.